How we all doing today? Jack here. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all having a fantastic day as always. So I was just and this is gonna be a little bit of a scuff video. I'm recording this on my phone, but I was just kind of meditating here in the woods here and thinking I haven't really made I haven't talked about the Crew Motorfest since they just dropped their trailer. And I kind of want to talk about today because obviously me and the crew have a very interesting, I guess you could say, relationship. And I loved the Crew 1. All right. You know, Wild Run came and fixed a lot of the issues with the game. But after Wild Run, Calling Units came out and the game just kind of got a little worse from there. And then the Crew 2 got announced and it didn't really end up being what I thought it would be. It turned out the game lacked a lot of the features that people love from the Crew 1. Obviously, and also the game just drives horrendously. I fall asleep every time I play it and I'd rather stick forks in my eyes than actually play the Crew 2. But the Crew Motorfest came out and a lot of people are saying that the game handles really well. There's a lot of content to the game, and that's the one thing with the Crew 2 that the Crew 2 did very well. The Crew 2 was fantastic with adding post-launch support. Aside from like a 4-month hiatus, they really have been pretty consistent with adding content. They add a ton of new cars that people are always requesting and all that type of stuff. And it just seems like games like Need for Speed just can't compete. I mean, Need for Speed Volume 3 just got unveiled yesterday and they're adding one new car after 3 months, which is not nearly enough. And then the Crew Motorfest the same day comes out and says, oh, this game's gonna have basically everything from the Crew 2, including, and we're also adding in a ton of cars that people have always wanted, and we have a ton of post-launch support confirmed. And the Ivory Tower does have the track record, so they have the stats to back it up. They have the deets right there. Been kind of scrounging the internet, because no way Ivory Tower's inviting me to early access. No fucking way they're inviting me to that shit, so I didn't even try to get into the early beta. But people have been saying that the game handles really well and that it's a lot of fun. And at the end of the day, if the game's fun, it has PvP, it has the summit there on launch, and it has good post-launch support, then I think the Crew, I almost called it Wild Run, the Crew Motorfest could be off to a winner here. If you like meditating in the woods like I do, drop a follow, drop a subscription. If you like the Crew Motorfest, drop a subscription, all that type of shit. But yeah, I'm gonna try and find like a nice chill place to hang out. There's a lot of cool abandoned buildings around here where I like to just chill out and meditate and just post up, I guess you could say. But honestly, I'm really kind of interested about the Crew Motorfest because as much as I love Need for Speed Unbound, the post-launch support has not been that good. It's been way too little. It's not what they're adding. What they're adding is completely fine. It's the frequency of which you're adding it. It's too little, too unoften. Unoften's not a word, but too unoften. Yeah, imagine just coming into the woods, just some fucking weirdo loon walking around talking about Need for Speed or racing games, like, bruh. But I've basically just been scrounging YouTube, finding videos, trying to find as much gameplay as I can, like a crackhead looking for copper wiring at an abandoned warehouse. And I've been watching a ton of the gameplay, and it's all kind of the same. All the YouTubers that got access basically did the same thing. And in my opinion, it just looks like a more improved version of the Crew 2, but in Hawaii. And honestly, that's completely fine. One of my major complaints about the Crew 2 is just how boring the driving is. It's not fun to play. I can see what they're trying to be. They're basically trying to be arcadey Forza Horizon. And as much as I am sick of festival racers, I have a video on that if you want to click the card up there. As much as I really am not a big fan of festival racers, as long as the game brings the content and that there's something to go back to all like every day, or like something to do like every day, and it's like fun to play with people, then I'm all for it. Even though I have a lot of even though I really fucking hate the Crew 2, and I've made that clear several times, I think that the Crew Motorfest can actually be a very fun game. So I want to give my thoughts on it, the game. I really wanted to kind of like, yeah, I'm gonna rest this up against the tree here. So those are my thoughts on the Crew Motorfest. What do you think about that? What do you think about the Crew Motorfest? I'm definitely gonna be playing it on the channel, definitely gonna be making some videos on it. Probably not to the extent that I'd made content on the Crew 2, but I was more so just rage posting about the Crew 2 throughout its lifespan. I don't want to do that with the Crew Motorfest. I actually want to like play the Crew Motorfest with a different, with an open mind, with, you know, throw the Crew 2 in the garbage, throw the Crew 1 in the garbage. The Crew Motorfest completely different than those games. I'm going to start fresh with it, and I want to, I'm thinking of not, you're able to actually transfer your garage from the Crew 2 over to the Crew Motorfest. I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm just going to start fresh and I just want to have a good time with this game. And if this comes out around the same time as Test Drive Unlimited Silver Crown, if that game is even real, because I highly doubt that game's even real, then I think we could be off to a winner here, and I think that the Crew Motorfest can be a good game. But yeah, I'm going to go back to meditating here. Thank you all for hanging out, and I will see you all later. Have a good night, everyone.